Okay, so hello and welcome to my first video in this series. Well, the first video I'm recording, let's put it that way. This is the I'm Clued Up series. I'm going to be starting. I usually do a creative project in my life. It just depends on what happens and what I choose to do. I've been Twitch streaming for a while. I do a lot of different stuff, whether it's painting or whatever in real life. But I started a full-time job recently, which has given me way less free time than I had. So I decided that I would do something with my downtime, and it's going to be this. So we're going to do a Snowflake Ironman account in a similar vein to Only Trails and a few other like clue-only accounts that are out there. I haven't watched much of Only Trails, to be honest with you. I only kind of really discovered it as I was getting in preparation to do this. But the general gist of this is that I don't really know how to play RuneScape at all. In fact, I would say that despite the fact I've played since, I don't know, I sunk a lot of time into RuneScape back in the day. I just don't think that much of that has translated, or I haven't learned stuff when new things came out. I played RS3 for a bit back in the day when I wanted to get back into it, and then realized old school existed, and then jump back in here. So yeah, I kind of want to try and actually learn the game, but do it in ways that doing content that I enjoy the most. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine some grinds with some fun and do those together. So there's a few things. It's not just going to be clue related. I'll just go through the rules that I've written down. So number one, I'm going to progress my account in tiers relating to clues. So beginner, easy, medium, hard, elite, and master, for example. I'm going to do a specific amount of clues per tier. I don't exactly know for sure how much that's going to be, but I'm going to start with a tentative figure of about 500, I think. From then, rule 1A would be after I complete a tier, I complete the same difficulty tier achievement diaries for everywhere. So that kind of pushes me to learn that kind of thing. A hunter is going to be one of my entirely free skills. I'm allowed to train that as I go because I'm going to use that mainly as a source of clue scrolls for the most part. I'm allowed to use we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, hunter is completely free. I'm considering having herb lobby free and construction be free just for fun, shits and giggles. I was going to consider putting farming in there too, but the way that this account was going, it started to be less about the limitations and more just playing in a funky way. And I want those limitations in. So I'm considering only training herbs from whatever drops I get, and then moving on to doing maybe herbivore for the rest of my herbal training, because hunter's going to be an exemption skill anyway. We can do that in Fossil Island. I'm not sure, this relates into that. I'm only going to be doing things along clue steps and progressing content via that, and then obviously the achievement diary. So I'm sure I will get to Fossil Island eventually. I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but we'll find out. Anyway, so rule number 3 is only allowed to use gear from caskets and gear required to obtain caskets. So any of the emote steps or things where I have to wear like specific gear to find, the Saradomin wizards or whatever. Any of that stuff I'm allowed to use, and then obviously anything we get from inside a casket I can use, but that means I'm not allowed to use anything else that I find from drops from mobs, unless for some reason it's on the way or it's during an achievement diary or something like that. I don't know. Gear obtained from implings are also going to be fine. I'm allowed to use anything that I get from implings along the way, because hunter is my free skill. I'm going to be using those to do that. So implings are all fair game. We'll probably tally up the implings I get and see how many I've caught over the total of the runtime of this series, however long that may be. Let's hope it goes. Let's hope I can be bothered. Anything that I obtain from a casket just for ease of access, I'm considering being able to rebuy. So, for example, if I get a rune scimitar, I can go and get a rune scimitar from wherever I need to. Rebuy, I don't necessarily mean from a store or wherever. This is an Ironman, so I can't like use the GE. But for the most part, I'll be able to go reclaim a thing if it's that important. I don't want to just bog myself down with being stuck behind a wall because I lost an item when I'm doing bossing or whatever in the late game. Okay, number 4. This is the one that my friends told me was a bit confusing. But if a skill-related item is acquired, or an item that requires a base item, for example, ornament kits or like planks or something like that, I must be able to process those items or combine those items. So if we get, for example, I'm going to use the most extreme of like a dragon plate ornament kit, we're going to have to go do Dragon Slayer 2, everything revolving around that. Like, we're going to have to try and work to actually get that, which will be nuts, but hey, that's there. And then, of course, yeah, like I explained with planks, ores, or whatever, I've got to be able to process them, smelt them, do whatever I can with them. Right, number 5. I'm only allowed to do content that enables a specific grind or clue step. I already explained that, so that's something to do with the achievement diaries or something to do with, a clue step or something like that. Or, I'm going to have to get, like, some of the later achievement diaries include the quest cape, so I'm going to have to do every quest in the game regardless, which again fits that theme of me learning everything there is to do in the game. Okay, number 6. I'm not allowed to do the next tier of clues until an amount of the previous tier has been completed. So, yeah, my tentative number I said was about 500. So I'm going to do 500 beginners, 500 easies, 500, etc., etc. I might reduce those numbers down a little bit depending on how I feel later, but I think I'm pretty firm set on doing 500 of each. So that'll be fun. Okay, and then 6B, I'm going to award myself with 1 piece of the Clue Hunter set per tier of clues. So after I get started into beginner, I'll give myself 1 piece, then easy, then so on and so forth. Which means we'll get the Clue Hunter set before the end of the hard grind, but the elite grind. But yeah, we'll have that. That'll be my little bonusy set that I'm allowed to use or do whatever with, just make stupid content with. Alright, we have some end goals. Some of these are they're just going to be like placeholders, but mostly I want to do all these things, so these would be good. Alright, so firstly, work on doing all the achievement diaries and favor related stuff. So as I said, it's part of the rules up above is there. Beat all bosses I possibly can with limited gear. Now, I think that's going to be quite difficult, as there's some bosses that I have no idea what I'm doing in them. There's going to be some where that's going to be an absolute nightmare, I'm sure. But I want to give it a go. I think it'll be fun. It will help me learn the bosses in a really, really concise way, so that should be good. Try and get the Bloodhound pet. Very obvious. It's a 1 in 1,000 drop from, I think it's, is it Elites and above? But yeah, that would be nice to have. We'll see if we can get that. Fight the Mimic and try and get a 3rd age piece is also on there, which seems very, 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 very unlikely. But hey, it's on there. We can give it a go. Complete Crack the Clue 2, completely blind. Now, I knew about Crack the Clue. I didn't know Crack the Clue 2 existed, and I found out about that during research for what I wanted to do here. So, I'm going to try and get someone to feed me the clues, and I'm going to try and solve that completely blind on my own. I don't know how realistic that's going to be, considering how the time frame of Crack the Clue 1 went, but hey, we'll give it a go. And the final end goal objective is to learn the fucking game. Just learn the game. Just figure out what I'm supposed to be doing in RuneScape. Just learn the game in its general sense. Finally, I have an optional spin-off objective, which is doing a small league spin-off when that drops. I'll probably just use the same account because obviously it's gonna separate it. We'll probably do something with that, like just have one of my friends or somebody I know that runs me through areas of the game, and they can quiz me on stuff, and it'll just be a silly time where they're trying to show me content that I may never have seen and then grill me on it to see if I retained any information, that kind of a thing. I don't know if there's going to be much else. I think I've covered everything. It's going to be interesting. I've always liked doing weird things when I play RuneScape anyway, so I feel like a Snowflake Ironman type thing was going to be inevitable. I just didn't know where I was going to go with it or how I was going to do it. So here we are. Okay, I think that's all of the rules I have. I may have forgotten something. It may come up in the future. I'll double check and scan through everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. If you have any questions, leave them below. Any suggestions, I guess, also leave them below. And yeah, that's going to be it. So thank you very much for watching and listening. And I will be with you in episode 1 at some point. I'm recording this. I'm going to tell you when I'm recording this. I'm currently recording this on the 6th of December, 2021. So we'll see when the first part actually decides to get finished in my hectic schedule. But we'll see. I look forward to it. I'm going to do it in my downtime. It's going to be fun, hopefully, until it's not. And then I'll still probably have fun. But yeah, that's it. So thank you very much. Lots of love. And yeah, I will see you soon. Goodbye.